Good morning, my fellow Canadians. Well, the country is more or less in mourning over the tragedy in Nova Scotia. 17 people dead. One officer dead, another one wounded. Why the gentleman did it, I don't know. My prediction as more and more information becomes available, I will venture to suggest that he had a hit list. He planned this out very carefully. He got a decommissioned RCMP cruiser, got a uniform, and his ex-wife or girlfriend and her boyfriend were killed. Some of them may have been crimes of opportunity, but I bet you dollars to donuts he had a hit list of people that either had wronged him or he perceived had wronged him, and therefore proceeded to exact his vengeance. Again, more and more information will come out about who was killed and why they were killed, other than, like it says, opportunism, or as he felt, necessity, to steal another vehicle, whatever. It hasn't happened yet, but I am predicting we are going to see this. I will bet you dollars to donuts that we are going to see the anti-firearms advocates seizing on this human tragedy as a means of advancing their disarmament agenda. This is a prediction on my part. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I bet you I will not be. Personally, I find this one of the most sleazy, egregious, nasty, lowbrow things that one can do is to take a human tragedy and use it to advance a personal or political agenda, to try to build your reputation on the backs of poor murdered people. I saw that happen with the École Polytechnique massacre. I've seen it personally at a firearms town hall meeting. Heard it time and time and time again. Anybody who watched Piers Morgan was called out by Ben Shapiro for doing that, and boy did he ever get torqued when Ben Shapiro called him out on it and pointed out how he had done it. Oh man, that was quite interesting. I don't know if you saw that. It was quite cute. How dare you? Well, he had done it. He got called on it. Heidi Rathjen. Is it Rathjen or Ratjen? I don't know, but she puts herself forward as a survivor of the École Polytechnique massacre. I mentioned her in the past. Turns out she wasn't shot. She wasn't even near the shooting, but she was on the campus. So she's taken those poor murdered women at the hands of that Muslim fruitcake. And by the way, Marc Lepine was a Muslim. Take a look at the background of the gentleman. Some pathetic incel. Anyway, she took, on the backs of those poor murdered women, she tried to make political hay and bring herself into the spotlight. Isn't that nice? To use that as a means of personal advancement. Can you think of too many things sleazier than that? I can't, personally. I saw this at a firearms town hall meeting. A gentleman came up. Same absolutely asinine talking points that we see out of the anti-firearms people. His little girl had been shot at the Danforth shooting. Not killed, but she had been shot and wounded by that Muslim. He was probably a little non-entity, just your average faceless nobody. But now he has a chance to put himself forward as a voice. What he said was the same garbage. We have to get handguns off the street. We have to have a firearms ban. The same thing, the same talking points with absolutely no thought behind it about implementation or feasibility. Just the standard talking points he brought out, but using his little girl's shooting as a means of advancing himself. Like I said, just about as sleazy as anything I can think of. So let's wait and see. I'm curious if this is going to happen. I really predict, like I said, we're going to see Wendy Sukier, we're going to see all of the anti-firearms people gathering and putting the same talking points forward. And the Liberal government, the Liberals under Trudeau, I bet you a month's pension, they're going to seize on this and try to push that legislation through, the anti-firearms legislation that they're pushing through. We have good firearms legislation in this country, very effective firearms legislation in this country. I had a Winchester semi-automatic 308, Model 100, for anybody who knows firearms. They stopped producing these in '74. I think personally one of the most elegant of the semi-automatic and one of the nicest feeling semi-automatics hunting rifles out there. They want to go after that because it is clip-fed in .308. It holds 5 rounds. 4 in the magazine, 1 up the spout. I've got 5 rounds. Why does anybody need a semi-automatic? Well, people who don't hunt, people who've never been in a situation where you want a quick follow-up shot, or you need a second and even a third shot. People who don't hunt have no understanding of why. People who do hunt understand the benefits of a semi-automatic rifle and having 5 quick shots, because that's Canadian law, center fire. So they want to go after this. Never been used in a crime, to the best of my knowledge. Never been used in a crime, never been used in a murder, but they want to go after it because it's a semi-automatic. And the thing that bugs me about this, again, morbid opportunism, the thing that really bothers me about this, it never stops. It never stops. Any special interest group, once they get what they say they want, if they get it, they start asking, they come up with more wants. Now we want this. Now we want that. Seen it time and time and time and time and time again. Every concession is met with a demand for more concessions. If they do get the semi-automatic rifles, if the Liberals push this through in the face of all common sense, well, that's never bothered them before, common sense, right? If they push this through, then they're going to go after bolt-action rifles, repeaters. And if they had their way, you would be reduced to a single-shot rifle. Morbid opportunism, the theme of this one. Making political hay off a human tragedy. If you can think of something sleazier, I'd like to hear it. So, my fellow Canadians, there's my morning. I do hope you have a good day. Stay well, be well, stay safe. Thank you.